Hello everyone, welcome our VC event in Istanbul. We have two guests, Britta and Timur, in here. Thanks for coming. We are in office now, and this event is actually a hybrid event. I think that's all. Please go on.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you very much, Involit, for having us. We traveled from Germany because we do love Istanbul and we want to connect with Atlassian community events more and more deeply and tell our story, what we do, and connect with you. My name is Britta. I'm head of marketing at yasoon. We are an Atlassian marketplace vendor, and today we have a topic that is, I think, valuable for everybody who is Microsoft and Jira, or is working with Microsoft and Jira. So if you are working with Microsoft and Jira, then I think you could get something out of it. And because we know in Istanbul, it's polite to respect the language, we brought the first 5 or 6 slides in Turkish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak Turkish, but my pleasant colleague Timur is speaking Turkish. A bit Turkish. So if you want to introduce yourself and show us what you got.
Yeah, I'm Timur, and let's start with our presentation in Turkish then. Merhaba, hoş geldiniz. Bugün Teams ve Microsoft Teams ve Jira hakkında konuşacağım. Bu iki sistem birlikte çalışabiliyor. Biraz bekliyoruz. Burada bir Jira görevi görüyoruz. Bu görevin çekmiş yeni bilgi yok. Bu yüzden soruyoruz, ne oldu? Bu durumda biliyor musunuz, Jira her bilgi yok. Çünkü insanlar Team'de konuşuyorlar. Açıklara toplantı ve e-postalar var. Bu bilgiler Jira'da görünmüyor. Ekip Teams'te çalışıyor. Görevler Jira'da bulunuyor. İş devam ediyor. Ama Jira güncel değil. Bilgiler 2 farklı yerde kalıyor. Microsoft'ta sohbetler var, e-postalar var, Jira'da görevler var, insanlar bilgi ele kopuyorlar. Bu işlem çok zaman alıyor. Biz Teams ve Jira'ya bağlanıyoruz. Teams'teki bilgiler Jira'ya geliyor ve Jira'daki bilgiler Teams'e geliyor. Böylece bilgiler her zaman güncel kalıyor. Bizim app'te Teams ve Jira birlikte çalışıyor. Herkes aynı bilgi görüyor. Bilgileri kopyalamak gerekmiyor. Ekip daha hızlı çalışabiliyor. Şimdi İngilizce devam edeceğiz. Benim Türkçe çok iyi değil. Evet, Britta İngilizce devam edecek şimdi.
I thought for a second if I can do it in Turkish, but I said that no.
That's right.
No, better no. Please no. So for the demo part, I will continue in English. If I'm too fast or if I miss something, let me know. Or if you have any questions, you can interrupt me whenever. But I know what Timur told, but because I know the product quite well. So the main concept of bringing communication together with the context of work in Jira is a benefit that we try to apply to more use cases wherever it's useful. One of them is how developers communicate within Jira and Microsoft. So we're doing something that maybe Jira admins or people working in Jira know is you have a work item. And in our specific use case, we have an automation in place that as soon as the status changes from this work item, creates a Microsoft Teams chat that is connected with the work item. And within this work item, the Microsoft Teams chat is pre-filled with all the necessary participants, for example, assignee, reporter, whatever custom fields or users you need. They are within the Microsoft Teams chat, and they can directly start communicating. And so we imagine the communication keeps going and people interact with each other. There's a bit of back and forth, and we see that, for example, they create a new child work item. The child work item will then be added within the Microsoft Teams chat. So the concept behind that is the chat knows what Jira is doing, and Jira is knowing what Microsoft Teams is doing. And if this child work item, for example, is resolved or is done, the adaptive card in the Microsoft Teams chat and also the child work item within the item is changing the status. So that's what Timur also already explained. It's bi-directional, so that no information gets lost. And this concept of linking communication and work applies to not only Microsoft Teams, but also to, for example, Outlook calendars. So you probably know that from time to time you need a meeting or a Microsoft Teams chat, a Microsoft Teams meeting. You can plan that from within the Jira user interface, and it will automatically be synced with your Outlook calendar and with your Microsoft Teams calendar, and it will be visible within the work item. So in case there's a person looking on the work item wondering, "Ne oldu?" then they will be aware of there's a meeting, there's a Microsoft Teams chat, I know what's going on. And also what's relevant for Microsoft jobs is from time to time you receive emails from external stakeholders. So an email can also be linked to the work item. This can be done from the Jira interface, but also from the Outlook interface, so that the communication again is visible in both tools. And even if you have a thread coming from the email, like the thread will also be shown within the work item. So even though you're communicating in Outlook, you're having an email back and forth, Jira will reflect that. And we also enable AI features. So maybe after a week you want to summarize your work, we will have an automation, an adaptive card in place that will summarize what has been going on within the chat. So, or what has been going on within the work item. So you know, okay, we had a lot of back and forth, but I want to have it summarized. And you can also choose to submit it to Jira. It will be added as a comment. And by that, we have, for example, if some companies have a compliance where chats get deleted, and as this is the actual chat within Microsoft Teams, the summary will still be visible within the work item. And now if we go back to Microsoft Teams, because we said it's bi-directional, so this was the Jira view, we will also have a look at the Microsoft Teams view.
Just a quick question.
Of course.
What's with attachments? Are they attached to the ticket or are they staying in the chat?
So when you post an attachment within the chat, it will be saved wherever you have it in SharePoint, or if it's something like you share within the chat, it's usually in your data tab. There's a lot, like if you want to integrate SharePoint in Jira, that's a whole new world. So we haven't figured out how we want to integrate SharePoint with that, because it's very company specific. So we take in every feedback, like if you have a specific use case, how you want to have it, we will take that in. But as of now, the data will stay, or it won't be an attachment to the work item. It won't be uploaded onto Teams.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So in this example, we want to inform, like this is the same work item we have seen in Jira before, but for example, you want to inform stakeholders that are mainly active in Microsoft Teams and they don't want to go to Jira. Many stakeholders, they don't have a Jira user, or they are just not actively working in Jira. They want to be informed how's the progress going, like what's going on in this project. So we have also automations in place that will post a release card to Microsoft Teams so that stakeholders get updates. They can also leave comments and be just involved in the communication, but they don't have to jump to Jira. So this is, for example, a release card. But what we also have is, which comes in handy for many different projects, is that we bring the Jira board to Microsoft Teams. so that, for example, if you just want to share a project, or you have your Kanban board that you want to show stakeholders, project managers, you have it directly in Microsoft Teams, and the users of Microsoft Teams don't need a Jira license. So this view is, you can basically save Jira licenses by integrating that board. And you can also open the ticket. You get a view of the work item, and it will just give you the relevant information for your project. If you have any questions, let me know.
No, I don't know.
So again, this is the summary of the features that I've shown you. So as our app is called Microsoft 365 for Jira, we not only integrate one tiny piece of Microsoft. SharePoint is a thing where we try to evolve or try to just figure out how it works within our main structure, but by integrating Microsoft Teams, Outlook, Calendar, and email, we just bring the context to the right place and structure collaboration. And Timur presented so nicely. This won't be in Turkish, though. But the same communication aspect can also be transferred to Jira Service Management. That's why we have another use case, the internal ticketing use case for Jira Service Management.
Right, as you saw, the communication works pretty fine in Jira, but also on the other side, you can embed, for example, the customer portal right within your Teams client, so that your customers can create service requests right in the place where they are working. So in Teams, you have your portal, and customers have like the same look and feel to the portal within their Teams client, and can raise tickets from here. So let's do that real quick. The customer then also receives a notification that the request has been created. And what happens in the background is that our service assistant automatically starts a chat with the customer. So if we jump to our chats, we now see the chat with the AI agent and the customer. And the AI agent tries to get the most context out of the request. So it suggests like support articles, for example, to maybe solve the issue right away. But if there is some human agent needed later on, the agent can just join the chat right within Jira. So the agent has all the context of the communication going on with the service agent, and can just jump into the chat. So again, everything is following your workflow within Jira. So for example, if the agent needs a meeting with the customer, you can change the status to request for booking, and then our app posts an adaptive card into the chat that allows the customer to schedule a meeting based on their time preferences. And also that again reflects back to Jira, the status changes, and the customer also receives a notification. And the event is in the Outlook calendar as well of the customer and the agent. So bringing that data back to Outlook again. And then after the meeting, for example, the issue has been resolved. The agent can then close the ticket, and the customer receives the request resolved card where they can see the resolution and can also give their satisfaction back to Jira or Service Management. Right, and as you can see, all of that is also reflected within Jira again. So the agent has all the context he needs to solve this request. He has the Teams chat, he has the Outlook meeting, the emails, for example, if there are external communication, and the communication really follows the workflow configured within JSM.
Nice.
Right, and then I think
I can do the outro.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk a lot, but we prepared like 20 minutes. So whatever sparks your interest, you can always come back to us. But what this changes is when we see or when we talk with customers is that they have a trusted source of truth. It's not that they have to look for information in different places, but they trust their way of communicating and the workflows in Jira, on Jira Service Management. It's structured by default. So as you can set up many automations, or we have built-in automations, but you can also integrate with Jira automation. So we provide you with lots of just flexibility to set up your process how you want it to be. And in the end, we live in the AI era, and AI is just relying on context a lot. So if you tell Rovo or the AI of your choice, perform something like this and that, it needs context to understand what it's doing. And so we build the foundation for context, and we also provide with AI, just AI-based communication, as Timur has shown. And we just believe that this is something where lots of Microsoft shops just benefit from. And whenever there's coming your questions, or if you see a customer having a question, we're happy to help. And we didn't do that in the very beginning, but we have a little bit of introduction who we are and where we're from. So we are yasoon, an Atlassian Platinum Marketplace partner. We've been around the Atlassian ecosystem for more than 15 years. I've been with the ecosystem for roughly 6 years.
It's 8 years for me.
8 years, dude. And we have 12,000 global customers. So many people, companies around the globe are working with our product. Yeah, and we are super happy to be in Istanbul and to learn more about the Turkish culture and how people or companies in Turkey are working with Microsoft and Jira. And maybe to finalize it, we are a trusted company. We have all the certifications in place. We are ISO 27K certified, SOC 2 certified, which is more relevant for the US market. But we are cloud ready, happy to help whenever there's migration problems, or if you want to migrate to the cloud and need just help to find the right app. And thank you. Thank you for scanning the code now is I think not necessary, but that's so far so good, and that's necessary. You can say that.
You can say it as well.
Teşekkür ederim.
Thank you. I have a question. Your app is support to Confluence calendar. Maybe I don't want to go to my Outlook calendar. I am in the Atlassian ecosystem, and I have a Confluence calendar, and I want to see where is my events.
So we have a calendar on the space level in Jira. So on the space level in Jira, you can embed calendars from all kind of data sources from Outlook, for example, personal calendars, groups, or Teams calendars. And we also have an app for Confluence that allows you to embed calendars on pages, as well as on space level and personal level as well. But it's a different app than the Microsoft 365 for Jira.
You have a Confluence app, but it's working like a macro. Macro in Confluence page, but it's not support.
It's
Confluence calendar.
No, it's more or less a different app.
It's an alternative.
It's alternative.
Because the Outlook, the Confluence calendar is a premium feature.
Yes, premium.
So, so this is it's not our flagship app. We love this app, but it's more or less not our focus product. We focus more on the Jira integration, and on the Jira side, as Timur said, we do have a calendar integration on space level, but also on project level.
So our approach is to have the data within Outlook, and not a different data source within Confluence, for example. So the communication data lives on Microsoft side for our apps.
They're fetching the data directly Outlook.
Right.
Okay.
So
Maybe-
yeah.
Maybe it can be there. If you set a meeting dates in Jira field, and
Yeah.
then we can fetch Jira date field from directly Confluence calendar.
That should.
Maybe it's an option. Maybe we can
Yeah,
do this with
yeah.
automation.
Yeah, maybe, I think with,
Yeah.
with automation that should work.
Okay. Okay, there is no feature.
Yeah.
You can't develop it. Okay. I
Right
solved
now.
it. I solved it. Okay. Thank you. Any question?
Otherwise, I would have a question.
Yeah.
Like, how many, just from your experience, like how many Microsoft and Jira customers do you help, or how many are there in your experience?
Especially Microsoft ecosystem, UIs. Actually, in Turkey, actually it mixed. I think in here, some companies using Google's, and some company using Microsoft. I know in Germany, Microsoft most popular than. I think 50-50 maybe.
50-50.
Maybe.
Good to know.
Yeah, I would say in Germany it's near to 100% they are using it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's our market. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening, and yeah, if you have questions later on, we are here for some more time.
Okay, we can stop recording.
Mhm.